Hey everyone, it's Kevin here with reviews about anything, and today I'm doing my review of the Acer Predator Triton 700. I know I had a couple of people asking about when this review is going to come out. I know it's a little late. I apologize for that. Different things have just come up. So here is a laptop, of course, just to go over a little bit of, a couple things from the unboxing that are, present still obviously, is the full metal aluminum chassis, the mechanical keyboard, and the trackpad, which is up here at this glass spot where it's showing you the heat pipes, and there's a fan with RGB light in it and a vent right here. You have your two speaker grills, and then you have your 120 hertz 1080p display. You have your webcam with Microsoft Hello, and then if we look here on the bottom, we have a lot more venting down here, more vents here on the back, of course, like that. That's also where your power is, your display port and HDMI cable. And then here on this side, I'm trying to keep everything plugged in for review purposes. We've got USB Type-C, which you can see, have a dongle in there. USB, your networking cable, it's Ethernet cable, whatever you'd like to call it. You have a USB here, another USB, and a USB hidden here, for if you have one of those small Logitech little adapters. And then a Kensington lock right there. So that's just a quick overview of the exterior again. I know I did that in the first video, but just wanted to go over it another time. So here it is again. Opened up. Then so here's the display. This is just the default background, nothing special here. So to get into the software of it real quick, I deleted most of the Acer software that was on there. There wasn't too much bloatware, thank goodness. There's just a couple, know your Acer, or know your product and registers, and different just default programs put in like that. And this is the Predator Sense, which is the only piece of software that I really kept from them. The neat thing about it is it shows your temperatures. So my CPU, GPU, and the system overall. It also tells you the RPM of the fans right here. And then we also have our lighting, which you can do in multiple ways. So right now I just have a static color, but I can switch over to dynamic real quick. And we have our different modes. You can do breathing. You can pick your different colors. You can do custom colors. You have your color palette, 16.8 million. You have all your just different color modes you can do. Traditional one that people like a lot is that wave. I just keep it on static because I like this green, and I do the fan in purple. I don't know, I just thought it'd be an interesting color combo. So that's those two features. You can turn the fan on or off. It's not super noticeable. You can kind of see it right there. And then it doesn't have any breathing or any other effects. It's just on or off with that one. But it is still a 16.8 million color RGB. You have overclocking mode on this as well, because this does have the i7-7700HQ with a GTX 1080 Max Q in it. So you are able to overclock the GPU. So you can pick your overclocks, bump it up, however much you want. I don't know if there's any custom overclocking. I don't think so. I haven't really messed with it much. It's plenty fast for me. So I normally use it in like this is right now at my desk, plugged in. So NVIDIA's boost technology is usually pretty good enough for me to just leave it be. You have your fan control, which I normally just leave it auto as well. Right now it's just spinning just enough to, you know, keep the computer cool at those temperatures that we saw at the home. So, you know, the 49 and the 35. That's a little higher than I normally see it. I was just using the computer a little bit ago, so it'll come back down, hopefully. Or it will come back down. But I can max it out. That's how loud it is. We have it maxed out. You can watch your temperatures fall. So I usually just keep it at auto though. It does really well. It does a really good job at auto. It also has a ramping effect both ways, which is nice. It does have your monitoring softwares built in. I know a lot of people like using the MSI Afterburner. Like I said, I'm not trying to overclock and things like that. So this is plenty enough for me. So that's the one piece of software that I kept, like I said. Other than that, it's been very fast. The experience I've had with it's been very good, of course. Let's get into what most people are going to use this for. Let's play some games. So I'll load up PUBG right here. This does have a 512 gig SSD. This model only has a 1 in it, so I do have room for a second. Okay, it did launch. So I have a couple games on here. I'm probably going to install a second SSD, and when I do that, I will make a video of me opening it, putting the SSD, showing the internals of it. But right now, like I said, this is just the video. So let's just get into our regular match real quick. Public, then we can do solo random, just so you guys can see what the FPS looks like. I will zoom in. So as you can see right here at the home screen, I'm getting about 120-ish, which is the max refresh rate. Sorry about that camera movement. Which is about the max refresh rate of the panel. Once we get into the game, you'll be able to watch that. I'm just going to keep it there for a minute or so, so you guys, not a minute, 30 seconds or whatever, while we're in the game running around, just so you can see where FPS is. So we're in the game right now, looking down the ground, got about 110, 119, looking up, looking around, in the 80s, 90s. This game isn't the best optimized still, of course. So still running around, I just saw 100. The drops are pretty intense in this game, of course, not being optimized, but settings wise, I'll pan back so you're able to see that. So here's settings, looking at graphics, have it in windowed, 1080p, 100%, FOV brightness is at 56, have unlimited in the lobby, unlimited in the game. I do not have the smoothing on, I have custom, I have most things at very low and low, have an ultra, very low, and ultra. VSync, motion blur, and sharpness are off. So these are the widely recommended specs I've seen online for PUBG. I know that's what Shroud said he uses, not that that's a end-all be-all, of course, that's just one gamer that's really good. But I have seen other gamers that say that is a good way to start. Try to drop into a medium drop area like this. As you can hear, the fans did ramp up. They're not that loud though. And the clicking of the keyboard is probably louder than the actual fans once you get into a game. So we're dropping now. I'm hitting about 60 FPS at the worst here. You can see I have a couple people dropping with me. Hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit of action so you can tell you the frame rate's there while we're fighting. Alright. So it looks like we're in the mid 70s, 80s. Alright. So you can hear how loud the keyboard is. Just pick up random stuff, running around. I'm in the 80s still. If you come from Cherry, MX Blues, or some variation of those, you should be pretty good, in my opinion. I'm used to Cherry MX Blues and the different variations, Kale Blue, Cherry MX Blue, Gitaron, stuff like that, or Gitron, if that's how it's pronounced. So, throw that out there, throw that over there. See if we can get into trouble real quick. See if we can find someone real. There was someone over here. Oh. Yep, and there it was. So, looked like even during that I was still getting the 80s. So we'll exit to the lobby there. So that's PUBG. At those settings, I've never really felt that I had a problem playing the game. And of course, many of you that if you've played PUBG, you know that it's continually just getting better. So that's my experience there. Now to go for more normal, I guess, or casual title, so you can see how that performs. Do a quick video here with some CSGO, so you can judge for yourself on that. I guess there's an update. While this is going, just tell you a little bit more about my opinions of this laptop. The only real negatives that I have for this laptop is that these bezels are so thick all the way around that it really doesn't fit into most 15-inch laptop cases anymore, because bezels have gotten so thin that 15.6-inch laptops are actually, a fraction of the size of this. Not a fraction, but they're a good probably 20% smaller than this laptop with these bezels. Granted, you are getting more or less a portable desktop replacement with this one. You have your 120Hz screen, as we said, GTX 1080 Max Q, and the i7 7700HQ. Mechanical keyboard. So far, from my experience, good cooling, and Ethernet, and which that's one of the main reasons I got this laptop. Side note, is because of Ethernet. But so to get back on track to what I was talking about, with this laptop, I actually had to purchase a 17-inch laptop case for it. So that, and I also had to purchase a backpack that can hold a 17-inch laptop. It has a little bit of wiggle room because it's in between a 15 and a 17-inch laptop. So, looks like play game. There we go. Sorry, I didn't notice that. It was already done. It's told me to play the game. So, the reason I'm not using the trackpad, obviously, is because it's all the way up there. And this is a gaming laptop, and most people, if you're gaming, you have a mouse. I'm using the Logitech G903. So, if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I can do a video on that with my opinions. So, as you can hear, the speakers turn this down a little bit. That was at about 70 something, 75, 76. Put about 20. Play some arms race real quick for you guys. Pan up again to that top corner for you guys. Sorry for this movement, the tripod's not cooperating. So as you can see right now, I'm in the 200s of FPS right here. Of course, this is a loading screen. Jump into this match real quick so you can see what it's actually like. 230, 270. Let's get up here, see if we can't see anyone. Still hitting 200s, mid 200s. Fighting, just got killed. Still dropped to 195. And okay, well, the game's over. But that's how that is. I know it was very quick and short, but obviously the lowest that I saw was 195 frames per second while being shot at. So I don't think it does extremely well for these esport titles, of course. So turn the volume down. Start here on this map real quick. Try to find someone. Got them. There we go. Saw one. I think the lowest I just saw right there again was like 180. Shooting at that guy. It's like 185 or so. So there's on a more casual title. It's much better optimized, of course. There we are. If there's any other games you guys specifically want to know about, I obviously don't have every single game, but if I have it and you have a question about it, just post a comment below and I can tell you, roughly what FPS I get on it if I have the game. I have a lot of first-person shooters and some story mode games. So overall, I really enjoy this laptop. I have no complaints. The build quality is fantastic. The mechanical keyboard is fantastic. The cooling so far has been fantastic. I know some people repaste it and they drop it like 10C in some cases. So that might be something I do when I replace add the additional M.2 into this. So other than that, like I said, the only real complaint I have is the thickness of the bezels, which of course, modern everything we just have thinner bezels. It's just the getting into a laptop case is annoying because this is a portable machine and I do bring it places. So the only other negative I have is that it did not have a micro SD or SD card slot on it. So I have purchased this Lenovo dongle. It was like $18 on Amazon. It works great. Get a couple extra USB 3.0s and two micro SD and a regular SD card slot. And then, like I mentioned before, this does have an Ethernet jack where I was looking at I think it's the Zephyrus S and the Zephyrus M, or I guess it's the GX and the GM, the Zephyrus laptops from Asus. And I like those. I was still kind of weary of the fan opening on the bottom. It is another mechanism that's moving, obviously another somewhat complicated hinge system they have besides just their traditional laptop hinge. So you have two hinges in the laptop, but also it doesn't have an Ethernet jack because of how thin it is, and I don't believe it even included an adapter for it, and that's just something I didn't want. I always use Ethernet whenever I can, of course, so I really wanted that to be on there. That was one of my biggest things I went looking for when I was looking for a laptop like this. And traveling internationally and stuff like that, I have brought this with me. I haven't had any problems at TSA or in other foreign countries with having this with me. So overall, if you're looking at getting this, I know it was when it came out around $3,000. As I said in my review, in my unboxing video, I did purchase this for $2,200, and it did come with the Acer VR, AR headset, whatever you want to call it, which that's also a, I think, $300 or $400 value. I know right now you can get them for about $200. So if you can factor that in, I purchased this laptop for $2,000, really. So to get a 512 gig M.2 SSD, the GTX 1080 Max-Q, the i7 7700 HQ, 120 Hertz G-Sync panel, 1080p of course, mechanical keyboard, RGB, full aluminum construction. I don't know of another laptop that could really beat this. When I purchased it in it was around August, September of 2018. Of course, now with these new laptops coming, it's with RTX and everything, it's going to be a different story. But if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Comments below. I do recommend this product. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. All right, bye.